This ancient elf spent over 1,000 years learning, and her secret to mastering anything is insane. She didn't do it by cramming for tests, she did it with patient, deep mastery. We don't have 1,000 years, but her perspective on time is the ultimate weapon to destroy procrastination and hit your biggest goals without burning out. In a world obsessed with overnight success, Frieren's method is a total rebellion. It proves that true mastery isn't about speed. It's about going deep, being consistent, and actually understanding what you're learning. In this video, I'm breaking down 5 secrets from Frieren that will literally change how you study forever. We're turning her insane approach to magic into practical techniques to help you master any skill, pass any exam, and build knowledge that actually sticks. This isn't just another list of study tips. This is a new philosophy that trades anxiety for insane, steady progress. First up is the craziest one, the 1,000-year mindset. Frieren's long life is her biggest advantage, not because of how much time she has, but because it completely changes her relationship with time. She never rushes. She once spent decades analyzing a single magic barrier. To her, 10 years is nothing. This mindset destroys our biggest study problem, the pressure to get results now. We procrastinate because a task feels huge and the deadline is terrifying. We cram for a test and then forget everything a week later. Frieren's mindset is about reframing your goals. Instead of trying to master a topic in a week, plan to actually understand it over a semester. Instead of getting fluent in a language in 3 months, challenge yourself to be conversational in 2 years. And no, this isn't an excuse to be lazy. It's a legit strategy to win in the long run. And what's crazy is that science literally backs this up. It's called spaced repetition. Learning is just more effective when we spread it out, letting our brains form stronger connections. By using these longer learning cycles, you crush the psychological pressure of being perfect right now. You accept that real mastery is a slow, quiet grind. The goal goes from a frantic sprint to a calm, steady marathon. When you give yourself permission to take your time, procrastination has zero power over you. Secret number 2, you have to be obsessed with the basics. During her big exam, Frieren has to fight her own clone, and she doesn't get taken down by some crazy forbidden spell. No, she almost gets destroyed by the most basic spell that exists, Soul Track. Her clone proved that a perfectly executed basic move is more devastating than 1,000 advanced tricks you suck at. Frieren spent so long perfecting the fundamentals that a simple energy bolt becomes an unstoppable force. And let's be real, this is a huge problem with how we learn today. We are obsessed with advanced hacks and secret techniques. We want to jump to the cool stuff, and we end up building our knowledge on a foundation of sand. You guys want to run complex AI models without even knowing basic stats. You want to write incredible music before you've even mastered the scales. To study like Frieren, you have to fall in love with the basics. Before you even think about moving on, put in the time on the core concepts until they're as easy as breathing. Don't just memorize them. Understand them so deeply that you can use them in your sleep. If you're learning to code, don't just learn what a for loop is. Write 100 of them. Use them to solve 50 different problems until the logic is burned into your brain. This deep knowledge of the basics gives you a solid framework that lets you solve incredibly complex problems later with surprising ease. Frieren's power doesn't come from knowing the most spells, it comes from understanding the core of magic.
Your power as a learner will come from the exact same place. Alright, secret number 3 is all about letting your curiosity be your guide. Frieren is famous for collecting what everyone thinks are useless spells. She will go on insane adventures just to get magic that turns sour grapes sweet or makes a field of flowers bloom. Her own teacher thought this was a complete waste of time. But for Frieren, these spells are fun and they help her connect with the world. That internal drive is what's kept her going for 1,000 years. This is how you destroy burnout forever. So often we study because we have to, not because we want to. We grind through boring subjects and our brains fight us every second. Frieren's method is to mix in topics you are genuinely passionate about, even if they seem useless. If you're studying history but you love video games, then research the historical accuracy of your favorite game. If you're learning physics but you love to cook, then go deep on the thermodynamics of searing the perfect steak. Chasing knowledge that actually interests you makes learning feel like a game, not a chore. And Frieren often finds crazy practical uses for her useless magic. It shows us that no knowledge is ever truly wasted. The goal isn't just to be a good student, it's to be a curious person. When your learning is driven by a real desire to understand, it starts to feel effortless. Secret number 4, stop memorizing, start destroying. When Frieren faces a challenge, she doesn't just try to remember some counterspell. Instead, she analyzes the core structure of the magic itself. She literally breaks it down. In her world, magic is all about visualization, so she wins her fights not by having more spells, but by understanding the first principles of how magic actually works. This is a real technique called the Feynman Technique, where you learn something by breaking it down into its simplest parts and explaining it like you're teaching a 5-year-old. Instead of memorizing formulas, figure out how they were made. Instead of memorizing dates, understand the story of what happened. Keep asking why over and over again until you can't go any deeper, and then go find that answer. When Frieren analyzed Zoltrak, what used to be a demon's ultimate killing spell, she didn't just learn how to block it. She deconstructed it so completely that humanity turned it into common magic that literally anyone can use. She broke the problem down to its absolute core and made it solvable for everyone. That is a master-level mindset. Don't be a librarian of facts, be an engineer of ideas. Take concepts apart to see how they work, and you'll be able to solve problems you've never seen before. And the final secret is the most important one. Manage your energy, not just your time. One of Frieren's most insane skills is her mnemonic concealment. For over 1,000 years, she has kept her true power level completely hidden. This is more than just a battle tactic, it's a life philosophy. It's about emotional control, strategic patience, and saving your energy. She doesn't go 100% all the time. She stays in a state of calm efficiency, saving her real power from when it actually matters. This is the exact opposite of hustle culture that tells you to work constantly and never sleep. We're told to manage our time down to the minute. Frieren's method shows us it's way more important to manage your mental and emotional energy. Stress, anxiety, and exhaustion are the enemies of learning. They destroy your brain function and your motivation. To do this, you have to start tracking your own energy levels. There are times for quiet, passive learning, like watching a documentary, and there are times for high-intensity focus, like grinding out practice problems. Learning to switch between these is everything.
Like Frieren, you have to stay calm during the long haul of learning. Meditate, take walks, get more sleep. By managing your energy, you make sure that when you sit down to study, your mind is 100% clear, focused, and ready to dominate. Frieren wins her battles not with brute force, but with a calm, sustained focus that outlasts everyone. You can win your academic battles the exact same way. Look, Frieren's path isn't a shortcut. It's a challenge to become a master through a slow, quiet, and deliberate journey. So here are the 5 secrets one more time. Listen up. First, the 1,000-year mindset. Make your timelines huge to crush the pressure and procrastination. Second, master your fundamentals. Deep knowledge of the basics destroys shallow knowledge of advanced topics. Third, follow your curiosity. Let your real interests lead you to make learning fun and prevent burnout. Fourth, deconstruct everything. Break problems down to their absolute core instead of just memorizing answers. And fifth, manage your energy, not your time. Build a calm focus and save your mental power for when you need it most. Frieren's journey teaches us an incredible lesson. The goal of learning isn't just to collect facts, it's to better understand the world. It's about finding meaning in the small, consistent efforts that add up over a lifetime. You might not have 1,000 years, but you can choose to live and learn with the patience of someone who does. Every single bit of effort still matters.